What's it like to bike in Sacramento, California? That's the question I'm answering on today's episode. And I'm going to be using some online resources that are available to you to do this analysis and look deeper into what it's like to live your life on a bike there, whether you're bike commuting to get groceries, whether you're mountain biking, bike touring, taking your kids to school. I'm going to do my best to take a closer look in. With that being said, I don't live in Sacramento and I have not visited, and nothing can replace speaking to someone who's been on the ground there biking day in, day out. So if that's you, I would love to interview you potentially for this show. If you're interested, just go down to the description and fill out the form that I've got, and I'll reach out. We'll maybe schedule something. We'll see. So right now, I'm going to take a deeper dive into the resources I have at hand. And let's start with walkscore.com. This is really promising. Walkscore is giving Sacramento a bike score of 99, which means a biker's paradise, and a walk score of 96. That is a good sign as it relates to Sacramento. But those are just numbers and do not always state the entire truth, or at least, you have to be careful with those numbers. So let's take a look at what we got. This is a website called TrailLink. It shows dedicated bike paths across the U.S., and it does look like Sacramento has some really nice paths that are sprawling out through the city. You got this 9.8-mile Sacramento Northern Bikeway, a bunch of short ones as well, like 1 to 3 miles. Those are great for connecting you and your neighborhood to your place of work, your school, your grocery store. There's some longer paths as well, like 3.2-mile path. Let's see, I think there's this long path here along the river is really interesting to me. Let's see, where does that start? Two Rivers Trail. I mean, we've got some action here, so that's a good sign. Yeah, so the American River Bike Trail is 32 miles. That's awesome. So that means if you lived in Sacramento, you could bike out all the way through to Rancho Cordova and to Folsom Lake, which I bet would be pretty interesting. I'm going to guess they're going to have maybe some mountain bike trails up here. Not sure yet, though. Let's take a look at mtbproject.com to see. And yeah, it actually does look like they have some trails at Folsom Lake that you could bike to all the way along the river, along the bike path, to be able to ride those trails. So it looks like that. And then there's Lake Natoma Loop, a 12-mile loop. And then there's even some riding like smack dab in the city, but it looks like it's just like an off-paved trail, ARP Wood Lake. Not sure if let's see if it's off-road or not. Looks like there aren't any pictures, so I'm not completely sure. But nonetheless, a very close, convenient place to ride. All right, let's find Sacramento again. I lost my place. Let's see if I can do it without having to search it. Where are you at, Sacramento? All right. I'm just going to search. This kind of happens a lot with Sacramento Valley, new sub areas. Sacramento. Yeah, you're kind of close to Redding, I believe, with... Oh, is that true? Okay. Sacramento Valley, California. There's Sacramento. Bear with me. Okay. Here we are. Oh my gosh. I keep losing it. And I might lose it. There it is. Okay, so those trails are really close into town. But if you go further out, I mean, there's this 32.6-mile trail. That's sweet. There's a bunch of trails northeast. Let's see how far the Folsom Lake is of a bike ride to get to like the trailhead from town. Okay, so go from the parking area, Folsom Bike. Let's go to Google Maps here. So Folsom Bike. Folsom mountain bike trails. Folsom Lake State Recreation Area from Sacramento. It's about 24 miles. It says it's a 33-minute drive. If you're to bike, it's 28 miles along the river. So definitely a further ride. It looks like the Lake Natoma is definitely going to be closer. Let's see how far that is. Tahoma, Folsom, California. So to the end of it, it's about 28 miles to the beginning, maybe like 24, 25. So that's definitely not the quickest bike ride to get to mountain biking. I mean, if you lived closer to there, you definitely still, like in Rancho Cordova, you're kind of halfway in between mountain biking and Sacramento. And depends on your priorities and what you need. As far as where people are riding, this is a Strava heat map, which shows data of where people have taken bike rides on Strava. And you see a lot of movement along the river here, a good amount in town. And then as far as the mountain biking goes, I mean, you see a lot in the trails out here by the lake. And really, it looks like if you go northeast, you're going to have your best options. This looks like this must be Lake Tahoe, right? Yeah, on the border of Nevada and California right here. Let's see how far of a drive you are or bike ride from Lake Tahoe. It's like 129 miles, a pretty long bike ride. 110 miles, hour 59-minute drive. You're going to be in some pretty sick skiing, some sweet biking. So that's pretty intriguing. All right, let's look at the gravel maps around Sacramento. You definitely have some solid options. I say this there's this 26-mile CHP to Rio Vista, almost, path. Then this loop, it looks like it goes around through Davis. So you definitely got options there. That's from gravelmap.com. As far as bike shops, this was pretty promising. You've got like probably 8 to 12 solid bike shops in the area, which really goes to say there's definitely a culture of biking there and plenty of support if you need it. As far as bike packing, off-road bike touring, the closest route that I saw was it's called the Tahoe Twirl. So that's going to be about an hour 15-minute drive, hour 30-minute drive to get there. It's a 197-mile loop that goes around Lake Tahoe. Let's look at some pictures from there. Heat though, July and August, there's still an 8, and January and December are probably just going to be your colder months with a 6.7 and 6.8. So as far as weather goes, that is really pretty consistent and steady. And so as far as the summer high, July high is around 93 degrees. Winter low is 39 degrees. Really not that cold. So you're definitely going to be able to pretty comfortably bike year round there, which is quite nice. And they only get 20 inches of rain on average per year, which is almost half the average of the average United States city. They also get 269 sunny days per year. The average is 205. So that's pretty solid. As far as bike touring, this is adventure cycling. They have a route that goes directly through Sacramento, and this is the Western Express. I guess this looks like it starts in Durango, Colorado, or in Dolores, and goes all the way west to San Francisco. But then you can also link up this pink trail with the Pacific Coast Trail, which is legendary. And then you've also got the Sierra Cascades Trail, this is just section 3, 459 miles. So you've got some options. Nothing like really directly in Sacramento where you're going to be in the mountains again, bike packing or bike touring, but go a little east, go a little west, and you've got some options. California has got it going on, I'll be honest. So hopefully this was a helpful video for you just to kind of get a bird's eye view of what it's like to bike in Sacramento. Like I said, I don't live there and I haven't been there. So if you are really experienced biking there, I'd love to speak to you. Just go down to that description, fill out the form, and I'll reach out. And if you're looking for more videos just like this to explore the US and in the future, the world by bike, then definitely give us a subscription and a like to this video. I'm still getting used to saying that. It's like so unnatural for me at this time. But nonetheless, thanks a lot. Have a good one.